Delays begin 285 east and northbound up to I-20. Difficult on the outer loop at DeKalb and leaving Dunwoody on 285 westbound at Ashford Dunwoody Road. We flew over those delays on the west side perimeter. They're pretty tough, leaving Smyrna Bindings down to I-20. Eric?
Thank you very much. Again, the phone number 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. I said yesterday, and I want to follow up with this, I just don't think the situation we're in right now is sustainable. And I want to be very clear when I say this. I don't care who you blame. Trump supporters blame the left. Trump supporters say that the left has concocted all sorts of excuses not to accept the election, whether the Russians stole the election or what have you. They refuse to accept the election. They refuse to acknowledge Donald Trump as their president. They're protesting in the streets. They're trying to amp up the pressure. They're trying to get people exasperated. They're trying to exhaust people. They're trying to force Trump out of office. It's all their fault. The left looks at Donald Trump and says it's all Donald Trump's fault. Donald Trump is incapable of being president. He's not capable of learning on the job. He puts his foot in his mouth. He causes self-inflicted wounds. He's a racist. He's a bigot. He's played with fire with the white nationalists and the alt-right. I don't care who is to blame. You shouldn't care who is to blame. What you should admit is that we are in a situation right now that is not sustainable. We are in a situation right now where people are exhausted by the day-to-day coverage. They are exhausted by the angst. They are exhausted by the constant fighting. We careen from one bit of chaos to another. And you know, it's great for ratings. The media, despite what they say, despite all the hand-wringing, the media loves this because it's great for ratings. I'm sure it's great for talk radio. I know my ratings have been fantastic. Maybe it's the chaos. Maybe I shouldn't be complaining, but I'm an American before I'm a talk radio show host, and this isn't good for the country. The president and the media, they may pay attention to the ratings and think it's a good thing because people are paying attention, people are engaged, people are watching, but it's not a good thing for the country. The president thrives on the chaos, and the country dies a little. Its national unity dies. It's not a good situation for us. And I don't know who is in the position to start scaling back and walking this back. I don't think the president's capable of it. And I don't think if the president can't begin to act like a president should act, and let's just all acknowledge he's not, then something's got to give. I mean, he's not playing at president. He's playing at what he thinks the president in a spaghetti western would look like. I mean, if you listen to the way Donald Trump speaks as president, if you listen to the way he behaves, watch the way he behaves as president, he's not behaving as a president of the United States. He's behaving as a C-list actor would portray the president in a B movie. Now, you can say that's cruel of me to point out, but I stand by the remark. I think it's true, and I know it makes Trump supporters mad, and this is part of the problem. There is very little the president can do to get any of his supporters to rebuke him, and as a result, he feeds off of it, he amplifies it, and he doubles down on it. But on the other side, there are a bunch of people who refuse to acknowledge anything good the man has done. For example, here's one good thing the president has done. He did not pay off North Korea. It is very apparent North Korea's saber-rattling was because they wanted another payoff from the United States. Barack Obama paid him off, George W. Bush paid him off, Bill Clinton paid him off, and Donald Trump said absolutely not. We'll go to war before we pay him off. And so they backed down on their own. That's a good thing. We should be celebrating that. We should be acknowledging the president did a good thing. Maybe he fell into it. Maybe he lucked into it. Maybe he didn't know what he was doing, but we still wound up where we needed to wind up. And people don't want to give him credit for that. I mean, you got Trump derangement syndrome on both sides. Some are so deranged they can never acknowledge the man has done anything wrong, and others can never acknowledge he's ever done anything good. Life's a little more complicated than what you might believe. But right now we're just in chaos. Both sides fighting each other. Look at the situation in Barcelona. 13 people killed, over 80 injured. ISIS is on the march. Al-Qaeda is resurgent. You've got radical Islam spreading across Europe. You've got terrorist attacks. You've got North Korea getting nuclear weapons. You've got the Russians trying to expand into Eastern Europe. You've got China expanding into South America through land and mineral rights acquisitions. You've got China expanding in the South China Sea, building man-made islands. You've got all of these bits of chaos careening together. And pay no attention to what's happening in Africa right now, where terrorist groups are starting to grow. And meanwhile, we're fighting over whether or not we should take down a statue or not. By the way, there's polling out on whether or not we should take down the statues, and it is not good polling for the Democrats. I'll tell you what the polling is, what it shows when we come back.
Erick Erickson and Atlanta's Evening News.
Who is that guy? I love him.
The information you need and the truth you demand every night on News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Atlanta's Evening News is sponsored by Comcast Business.
519, Smile and Mark McKay in the Skycopter. Let's push the refresh button on the ride to the northern suburbs out of Midtown Atlanta. Pack your patience if you're heading to Ackworth, I-75.
All right, you have a mattress from next segment. 2950s, you're out.
Get into that slow stuff at West Faces Ferry. We flew over it. It's a bumper-to-bumper battle, nothing in the way. You don't relieve any kind of relief until you get past Chastain Road. Then you're off to the races toward Bartow County. If you're rolling down I-75, you're seeing minimal delays heading south towards Suntrust Park, but tough delays into Cherokee County. 575 stacked and packed, leaving I-75 to Highway 92. Any better on 400, Jackie Lee, Courier Carrier Traffic Center.
400 southbound, typical delays. Abernathy getting down to 285. Northbound 400 before Abernathy. Got a stall blocking a right lane, and you stay heavy northbound through Highway 20. How's the northeast? Nisi Shah.
Oh, it's pack of patience. WSB Jam Cam has a new crash adding to the 85 volume. Northbound is past Champlain Tucker 2. Right lanes are blocked. It remains packed back to Claremont. You remain in the thick of it. Heavy to Indian Trail. More of the delays to Lawrenceville. A crash still nursing 85 north of Buford Drive. The culprit, and additional delays to Flowery Branch.
Yeah.
Crash still in median.
Were you gonna? What were you gonna do with the videos tonight? Were you gonna?
I'm live streaming on YouTube right now.
Okay, are you just gonna let it run?
For Atlanta's Morning News, it's WSB Triple Team Traffic with the WSB Skycopter. Kirk Mellish, dependable Atlanta weather, and the Southeast's largest news team, led by Scott Slade.
Tomorrow, Kirk Mellish's updated eclipse forecast of the Camp David Summit in North Korea.
Atlanta's Morning News, early and often when you drive to work. News 95.5 and AM 750. WSB, depend on it.
We've had the privilege of helping more Metro Atlanta area families sell their homes over the past year than any other time since I've been in real estate. And I've been in business for over 20 years. Hi, I'm Mark Spain, and we've sold thousands of WSB listeners' homes from all over Metro Atlanta. From Alpharetta to Stockbridge, Douglasville to Conyers, and everywhere in between. So no matter where you live, we can help you get your home sold. I've talked to so many people who've tried to save money on their real estate transaction, but it ended up costing them thousands of dollars in the long run. We can help you get what you want. Your home sold quickly and for the most money. It just makes sense. Over 11,000 clients and counting have trusted us to sell their home, giving us the highest client satisfaction rating in the industry. Our system is so solid that if we don't sell your home at a price and a timeline that we agree to, I'll buy it for cash. Call us 770-886-9000, markspain.com. Your home sold, guaranteed.
Certain restrictions apply.
Your shopping list. It's as unique as you. And so is your Kroger.com, where you'll find easy ways to save on the items you love, like digital coupons and weekly deals, plus lots of great suggestions, all personalized for you. Because it's your list loaded with savings. Sign in to Kroger.com today.
It's the Kroger Digital Savings Event with coupons you can use up to 5 times in the same transaction. Download yours at Kroger.com. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
It's a remarkable thing, your food. That it's grown, tended to, raised, and cared for season after season until it's just right. But that's what makes it so great. Fresh food is important to you and your family, which is why Kroger partners with hundreds of local farms, ranches, and suppliers to provide fresh food every day. So you'll find hundreds of options for fresh and local food right in your own neighborhood. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
Some Oscar-winning actors are having birthdays today. Sean Penn turns 57, and Robert De Niro turns 74.
Oh, really?
He is so good in everything. Yes. You know? Again, you're probably asking yourself, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Well, yes, actually, I am. That's how good the deals are right now. Find new roads to Rick Hendrick Chevrolet in Duluth and Buford near the Mall of Georgia. It's the preseason sales event. Here's Hendrick's own Katie Bonds.
Kick off with the best savings of the year on your favorite Chevys. And do you need help with financing? Well, we're talking to you. We can help you like we helped a customer from Alpharetta with a 582 credit score. We got them 0% on a new Chevy Camaro. Every deal is different, so give us a call.
See, that's the problem. You hear a lot of raging bull from other dealers,
Yes.
you know what I mean? And you know, sometimes you think, I'm just going to call a taxi driver. But instead, you can have your own vehicle because we're going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
will.
See how I tied all that together?
That was so
Find
nice.
new roads right now to Rick Hendrick Chevrolet or go to ChevyHendrick.com. Here's the choir to go. Are you talking to me?
Rick Hendrick Chevrolet. What could your small business do with a $200 bonus? With $200, maybe you could buy an Italian espresso machine for the office.
How do you turn this thing off? I don't know. The instructions are in Italian.
Or replace your dinosaur of a laptop instead. Get your small business a $200 bonus when you open a new eligible SunTrust business checking account. Go to suntrust.com/business200 or visit a SunTrust branch. Confidence starts here. Terms apply. Minimum qualifications required. New SunTrust checking clients only. SunTrust Bank. Member FDIC.
Politicians raise a ton of money for their campaigns. What happens when they don't spend it all? I'm Kevin Riley, editor of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Our team dug into what really goes on with that cash. Lawmakers use it on luxury trips, fancy restaurants, and birthday blowouts. This Sunday, we tell you how Georgia's representatives spent millions of dollars left over from election season. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Credible, compelling, complete.
25 WSB. Find us over the interchange of Georgia 400 Highway 20. We'll have the complete ride to the northern suburbs coming up. We do have trouble in Sandy Springs. WSB Jam Cam showing a couple of right lanes knocked out. Stall or crash 400 northbound near Abernathy Road. Heading south, I-85 great shape from Union City, Fairburn, Palmetto to Noonan. 75 crowding as usual approaching Central Avenue through the I-285 interchange in Clayton County. 75 in Henry County, picking up a few brake lights now as you approach Eagles Landing, Hudson Bridge. I-20, Alex Williams, Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
20 eastbound.
Coming to you soon in
Delays
Mattress
from Candler Road into Cobb County, making your way past 285 towards Panola Road. Then you break free for the ride out into Rockdale County. 20 westbound sluggish from Panola Road to the perimeter as well. On the west side of town, 20 westbound brake lights from the downtown connector in spots towards Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, then slow past 285. Moderate volume leaving Six Flags, heading 20 westbound out to Lee Road in Douglas County. Smiling?
The not-so-good news on I-285 and through the heart of downtown. Next, Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
It's 26 after the hour. Erick Erickson here, News 95.5, AM 750, WSB. When you work as hard as you do, you deserve to sleep hard, to sleep well, to sleep great on a great mattress. And to help make that happen, Mattress Firm is giving you a sneak peek at incredible Labor Day savings like a Hampton & Rhodes mattress starting at $99.99 or Serta Memory Foam Queen mattresses for just $399.99. You can binge watch your favorite shows on their adjustable base. You can get a free one with select purchases and get select Beauty Rest Queen mattresses at just $299.99. That's over 50% off the regular price. With over 15 queen mattresses under $699.99, there really is something for everyone. And if you go into your local Mattress Firm and show your school ID, you can get great back-to-school offers. So, you want a better night's sleep? You want a good deal on a better night's sleep? There are plenty of locations around Atlanta, around the country, even if you're watching on YouTube or elsewhere. Lots of locations for Mattress Firm. Go in today if you want a better night's sleep. That's what I did, and I've been getting a great night's sleep, except last night I stayed at a hotel, and the air conditioner was terrible. Why is it that a lot of these fancy hotels, they don't give you your individual air conditioner unit? You got the whole building air conditioner unit, and it's never quite as good as if they just let you stick an air conditioner on the wall or something. You go to a Hampton Inn or something, or a Holiday Inn Express, they've got the wall unit that gets your room so much colder. I like to sleep cold. I don't know. These fancy hotels. I mean, listen. I like the Intercontinental in Atlanta. It's got a fantastic bourbon bar, but it just still rather frustrating with the air conditioners in some of these fancy hotels. Anyway, when we come back, we will come back. Believe it or not, Wolf Blitzer. I like Wolf Blitzer. Wolf Blitzer is a good man. Wolf Blitzer is a good reporter. But what happened on his show today? I could not believe it. I mean, I really couldn't believe it. I have heard people, I remember in school, teachers used to say there's no such thing as a dumb question, but there really is. I mean, it's just like people say that it's not the gift that counts, it's the thought that counts, not the gift. No, you can get such a terrible gift from someone, it's very clear that the person wasn't thinking when they tried to come up with a gift for you. In the same way, someone really can ask a stupid question. There are such things as stupid questions. There are dumb questions. And we got into that dangerous stupidity territory today on CNN. On Will Blitzer show, of all places, a place I would never have expected to have encountered it.
30.
And then there's the other thing CNN did. And I am, I still feel like their hometown, even though most of their shop has moved to New York. But I am really, really disappointed in a pretty significant
15.
thing CNN did today. And I wish they would walk it back, but I don't have any faith that they will.
10.
I'll tell you what it is when we come back.
Atlanta's 24-hour news, weather, and traffic. News 95.5 and AM 750. WSB. Atlanta's news starts now.
It is 5:30. I'm Chris Chandler, live from the WSB 24-hour news center. At least one terrorist is still on the run right now. That is the late word from authorities in Barcelona, Spain. 2 suspects are in custody in today's attack, but we're just told neither of them drove the terror van, which ran down dozens of people today, wounding 100 and killing at least 13. That number expected to rise.
Crowds of people started screaming, running down the streets, telling us that the cops had said everybody needed to run and hide and shelter.
That's how it happened in the famous Los Ramblas area at dinner time tonight. ISIS has claimed responsibility for the attack. Now, one of the 2 suspects in custody is from Morocco. The other is a Spanish national. We're also just told that today's van attack is connected, authorities believe, to an explosion last night in Barcelona, which killed 1 person. 87 degrees on Peachtree Street. It's 5:31. News brought to you by Castile. WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish has his exclusive 5-day forecast coming up. And here's Kirk's latest eclipse outlook.
I'm cautiously optimistic for viewing weather as Monday looks fairly normal as of now. No sign of widespread cloud cover that would block the view. There will be scattered clouds, and any thunder showers look few and far between.
Time to watch if you've been living in a cave. 105 Monday afternoon to just after 4 o'clock, with as close as we're going to get to the totality, 2:36 p.m. Triple Team Traffic, I'm Mark McKay.
Hey, Chris, we've got delays really all over the city this afternoon, including rolling out the Stone Mountain Freeway, 26 long minutes, 78 eastbound from 285 to East Park Place for traffic trooper Sky's the Limit. We've been seeing delays pretty tough through the heart of downtown. We've put it up on the WSB Triple Team Traffic Alerts app. The delays through downtown, I'm calling them extreme, is 75, 485, all quite crowded down to 17th Street. Connectors southbound, a bumper-to-bumper battle down to I-20. Your northbound delays begin at I-20, take it up to 10th Street. 285 now, Jackie Lee, Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
Interloop 285 northbound at Cobb Parkway got a crash in a left lane, and 285 eastbound southbound jam from before Georgia 400 getting over to Spaghetti Junction at 85. Southbound delays through Stone Mountain Freeway. How's the outer loop, Alex Williams?
Brake lights grab you. 285 westbound around Ashford Dunwoody, heading over to the I-75 Cobb Cloverleaf. An additional 30 minutes traveling southbound, getting down to I-20 on the west side. And because I-20 into Cobb County is so slow, you're seeing the brake lights 285 east and northbound on the outer loop between 675 and I-20. Checking the ride to the northern suburbs next on WSB.
The body found along Interstate 20 last night has been identified now as that of 78-year-old Millicent Williams, her grandson accused of murdering her, evidently dumping the body. Channel 2 Action News reporter Liz Arts has the latest on the story from Lithia Springs High School today. A teacher shot himself before class.
School will resume tomorrow as normal. It is unclear if his students will go back to their usual math classroom. From what we understand, sheriff's deputies have recovered the gun. They are not sure if it belongs to the teacher, but they say that criminal charges could come because he is not allowed to have a gun on campus here.
It is not clear whether this was on purpose today, a suicide attempt, or an accident. The teacher has not been publicly identified. Students tell us he's a math teacher. It is exponentially the most critical statement we have heard from any Republican lawmaker this week. It comes today from Tennessee Senator Bob Corker, quote, "The president has not been able to demonstrate the stability nor some of the competence he needs in order to be successful."
The president needs to take stock of the role that he plays in our nation and
move beyond himself. Move way beyond himself.
Republican Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina today. He's the only black U.S. senator, also distancing himself, saying the president has, quote, compromised his moral authority. Updating the case of the Gwinnett County teen who, along with her boyfriend, is charged with killing her grandparents. That update, one of them might face the death penalty.
17-year-old Cassandra Bjork waived her arraignment, and 19-year-old Johnny Riders was postponed while his attorney considers entering a plea in the case. DA Danny Porter says otherwise he plans to seek the death penalty against Ryder.
We believe that due to the nature of the case, there are at least 2 aggravating circumstances that we could prove to a jury if we went forward.
He says because of her age, Bjork is not eligible for the death penalty. Porter says the couple tortured the girl's grandparents before killing them and plotted to kill Ryder's family as well. From the Gwinnett Justice and Administration Center, Sandra Parrish, WSB.
WSB News Time 5:34.
Atlanta's weather is changeable, but not unpredictable. Depend on WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish
and his dependable 5-day forecast.
Early mornings, then, and the noon news. Updated again at 5 p.m. and 6. Kirk Mellish on WSB. Depend on it.
You just finished a long day at work. You finally made it through traffic. You can't wait to just be at home. You open the door, and even before your dog greets you, you're met with a blast of hot air. I bet I know what caused that. I've been there. Monica Kaufman-Pearson here. It was a coolant leak, right? Those are pretty common, usually require a recharge. Now, most companies will charge you hundreds of dollars for that. Not my friends at Castile. They're the 5-star home service heroes that offer free Freon with your repair or replacement. Free! That's my favorite price. And with Castile, you're going to get amazing care. The proof is in their 5-star and A+ reviews. Over 15,000 of them. If your AC isn't keeping you cool, get Castile comfortable and save hundreds of dollars.
Castile is a train comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. CastileAir.com.
Castile comfortable.
You won't pay for Freon.
Castile heating and cooling and plumbing and electrical too.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know you don't want pests in your home. That's why we created Pest Prevention. Our preventive approach focuses on the outside of your home and includes caulking and sealing areas that pests use to get inside. You see, our program keeps pests out so you won't have to control them later. And that's better for you, your family, and our environment. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Cancer, we are your #1 enemy. We are MD Anderson. We're fighting you with our exceptional team of doctors and nurses, advanced technology, groundbreaking clinical trials, innovative treatment options, and a collaborative approach to care. Ranked #1 in the nation for cancer care by U.S. News and World Report. The University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center is focused on making cancer history. To make an appointment, call 1-855-894-0145 or visit makingcancerhistory.com.
Hi, this is Steve Champa, senior coach at Online Trade Academy. Tune in to Bulls and Bears every Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sundays at 6 to get your market information.
Steal a deal right now during Georgia Acura Dealer's Summer of Performance Sales Event. There's never been a better time than right now to shop the new 2017 Acura RDX. Save thousands during the Summer of Performance Sales Event at GeorgiaAcuraDealers.com.
Download WSB Triple Team traffic alerts on your iPhone or Android.
The first local app dedicated to Georgia commuters.
It connects you to the WSB reporters in the Skycopter.
With first word when trouble breaks out for your drive.
You hear about it first. Automatically open it,
drive,
and depend on it.
WSB News Time 5:37. Here's Mark McKay.
Up and over the big crowd here on Georgia 400, the bumper-to-bumper battle that leading Sandy Springs up to Roswell. You'll break free at Holcomb Bridge Road. Take you a while to get there, though. We had 2 right lanes blocked, 400 northbound at Abernathy Road. All travel lanes are open, but it's heavy. Leaving Buckhead before Lennox Road. More delays in Forsyth County on 400 northbound north of Highway 20 out to Baldridge Marina. Active northeast, DC Shaw, Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Indeed, smiling. Red light special 85 to Gwinnett. In fact, 41 minutes north through to Norcross. Multi-car crash. 2 right lanes still block 85 north past Chamblee Tucker. Our own Doug Turnbull spotted this overturned vehicle crash. Chamblee Tucker at Shalford Road. Most of that intersection is blocked. You're in for the red light special still where all lanes are clear. Good news, 85 northbound towards Brazelton, north of Highway 211, but still heavy delays for the ride heading home to Brazelton. Smiling?
Northwest, Jackie Lee.
75 northbound, solid from 285 all the way towards Wade Green. 575 thick also from 75 as you make your way towards Highway 92. Triple team traffic, WSB.
Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast. Here's WSB meteorologist Kirk Millish.
Well, we've had just a few pop-up thunderstorms in the area this afternoon and early this evening.
All right, coming to you soon.
They're beginning to fade away and move off to the east. And it looks like just a few pop-up storms expected for tomorrow. The chance starts by the lunch hour, goes up later in the afternoon. Balance of the weekend, though, looking hot, but mostly dry and slightly less humid. And eclipse viewing on Monday, still looking relatively optimistic. It's not going to be a clear blue sky, but doesn't look overcast either. For tonight, scattered clouds, low 75. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, a 30% chance for an isolated thunderstorm afternoon, high near 91, low 73. Saturday, mix of clouds and sunshine, hot and a bit less humid, high near 91, low 72. Sunday, mostly sunny to partly sunny, a high about 94 and a low about 73. My exclusive 5-day forecast, Monday and Tuesday, a mix of sunshine and clouds, a 30% chance of an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. Highs Monday 90, Tuesday 91, lows 73.
And 87 degrees at 5:39. I'm Chris Chandler, News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Depend on it.
It is 40 after the hour. Erick Erickson here, News 95.5, AM 750, WSB. The phone number is 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Hi, CNN. So before I get into what else they did, let me play this audio from Wolf Blitzer today.
The final point I would make, Wolf, is just this note that in light of the uproar of the last several days, 5 days apart, you have white supremacists in Charlottesville use a vehicle to kill, and here you have attackers at least following the modus operandi of terrorists using vehicles apparently to kill as well. And it's those shared tactics that should be alarming.
Yeah, and there will be questions about copycats. There will be questions if what happened in Barcelona was at all a copycat version of what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia, even though there may be different characters, different political ambitions. They use the same killing device, a vehicle going at high speed into a large group of pedestrians.
As the kids these days say, SMDH. I mean, we need a Picard facepalm graphic right now. If anything, it was the monster in Charlottesville who was doing what ISIS has done. We've had cars drive into people in London, in Paris, in Brussels, in Nice, in Barcelona. They're not copying the guy in Charlottesville. If anything else, the guy in Charlottesville is copying them. But let's not pretend that it's actually copying. The guy in Charlottesville was driving a car into protesters. The terrorists in Barcelona were driving a car into innocent people who were bystanders, not participating. And by the way, this isn't me trying to say that somehow the protesters deserved it. I'm just saying there's a difference. You have innocent people going about their daily lives in Barcelona, not participating in a protest or anything else, making themselves, in some cases, targets for the counter-protesters. Or I guess in that case it was counter-protesters being targeted by the original protesters in Charlottesville. But nonetheless, you see what I'm saying, I assume. I mean, this copycat. No, this wasn't copy. This is so. God bless him. No. But and you know what's so crazy here is they're not saying radical Islam. This was a Moroccan-born Muslim who was the terrorist. But they'll go after the white supremacists. They'll call the white supremacists by name. They will even say that all white people need to answer for the white supremacists. But they're never sure if it's a Muslim, and if it is a Muslim, it's only one lone wolf. It's never a coordinated thing, and not all Muslims need to answer for the Muslim terrorist. All white people must answer for the one white supremacist, but no Muslim must ever answer for the multiple Muslim lone wolves. The whole thing is just maddening. The other maddening, well, let me step out with Mark McKay before I get into the other maddening thing they've done today.
All right, Eric, we're at 543, and we're up and over Spaghetti Junction, 285 interchange with I-85 here in DeKalb County. We had all lanes temporarily blocked to move a breakdown off to the right, 285 southbound, the inner loop at Chamblee-Tucker Road. Heavy delays back toward Ashford, Dunwoody, and Georgia 400. Get by that stall, which is now off to the right. Yep, we see it right in front of the hero unit here at Chamblee-Tucker. You'll continue with those inner loop delays down past Highway 78. Outer loop, there is a crash off to the right, 285 westbound at Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, but the heavy outer loop delays begin at Georgia 400, taking down the west side perimeter, tough-headed 285 northbound as well from Hollowell Parkway up to SunTrust Park. Eric.
Thank you, sir. So CNN is running a Southern Poverty Law Center press release as a news story. The Southern Poverty Law Center used to be a decent organization back in the 60s and 70s that really exposed racism in the country and hate in the country. But as racism has been on the decline in the country, it's never going to go away because sin's never going to go away, but it has declined. The SPLC started branching out, and they essentially have become a left-wing organization, but one that the media gives clout to. They are left-wing activists, and they've released their list of hate groups in the country. And CNN has run an article today as if this list of groups is legitimately a group of hate groups. I mean, they're sensationalizing it even by what hate groups are in your local community. Well, the Catholic Church, the Alliance Defending Freedom, the Family Research Council, Christian groups. See, the Southern Poverty Law Center has decided that if you are a traditional Christian organization and you believe in traditional Orthodox Christianity, including Christian sexual ethic, and so you believe that same-sex marriage is a sin, you're a hate crime. You're a hate organization. If you belong to an organization that believes in traditional marriage, you belong to a hate organization. And so local Catholic groups are being labeled as hate groups by the SPLC. The Alliance Defending Freedom, which is a group of voluntary Christian attorneys who defend other Christians in court who are being persecuted, they're labeled a hate group. And CNN's running it as if it's objective and true. No critical analysis. Some say is the best CNN did. Some say that they've become an activist organization. But the FBI doesn't keep a list of hate groups, so the SPLC's is the most credible. Most credible to whom? CNN and liberal activists. They're treating it as legitimate. They should be ashamed of themselves. You know, I love CNN. I really do. I loved working there. They are good people. I would still work there. But for some contract issues, we never could seem to get clear language on. So I moved to Fox. Fox made me a great offer. I love Fox. I have fond memories of CNN. I love the people who work at CNN. I have a lot of friends who work at CNN. Most of the people who work at CNN are mindful. Many of them come from liberal backgrounds, and so they work very hard to balance out that bias, to try to be fair. Not all of them succeed. Not all of them care to do it. Chris Cuomo. But a lot of them do. The majority of them do. They're good people. They're good reporters. They have a great reputation. And I am so ashamed of what they did today for them. I am ashamed for them. And I don't think they have a sense of shame over it, and they should. You know, Floyd Lee Corkins got on the Southern Poverty Law Center website, saw the groups that SPLC labeled a hate group, saw the Family Research Council on it, and showed up on their doorstep with a gun and Chick-fil-A sandwiches to mass assassinate the staff and shove their mouths full of Chick-fil-A sandwiches. James Hodgkinson, before going out to commit mass assassination on Republican members of Congress, liked the SPLC website on his Facebook page. If someone else from the left goes out yet again for a third time to try to commit mass assassination on a group of conservatives, and they've been following the SPLC website, I think it might become fair to ask how much blood should be on CNN's hands for treating this as legitimate.
Atlanta's Evening News with Erick Erickson. Breaking local news. Kirk Mellish's accurate and dependable 5-day forecast. And triple team traffic every 6 minutes. WSB. WSB's Clark Howard is here to help you save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off.
There's a crime that has been going on around the country for the last, I think, about 3 years, that has now found its way to Atlanta, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and it's known as the virtual kidnap scam. Somehow criminals learn who all your family members are, and they'll call, because even better, they got your phone numbers too. I don't know how they're getting all the data. They call and they say, we have your son, or we have your daughter, or we have your grandson, your granddaughter, your niece, your nephew, your brother, your sister, whatever. And if you don't pay us a ransom right now, we're going to kill them. And by the way, if you call the police, we're going to kill them. And people are panicking, and they're paying money to the crooks. One of the things the AJC's reported about is people that are actually paying the money. So I want you to know this is a low-risk scam for the criminals, as upsetting as it is to you, because they're not actually kidnapping someone, so it's low priority with law enforcement, where real kidnapping is a high priority. And what you should do, they'll tell you, you call anybody from your phone, we're monitoring it, we'll know, we'll kill them. Go to another phone. Call, find out where your loved one is. I can tell you there's roughly a 100% chance, almost certainly a 100% chance, they're just fine, and you want to avoid the con.
Clark Howard is on WSB, mornings noon, 5:45, and tonight at 10, and always on demand at clark.com.
550, Smiley Mark McCain live from the Skycopter up and over your ride to Snellville in Loganville along 78, and it's tough down below as we approach Hugh Howell Road, the bumper-to-bumper battle, East Park, West Park Place. You'll take it past to the Big Rock here. Once you clear East Park Place, you're off to the races, with the exception of those traffic lights out towards Snellville. No trouble into Loganville this afternoon. 400's but a big jam out of Buckhead toward Sandy Springs and Roswell all afternoon. The bumper-to-bumper battle begins north of Lennox Road. You break free at the North Springs MARTA station. If you're in Alpharetta, you've got slow stuff approaching 141 and approaching Highway 20 incoming. Northeast in E.C. Shaw, Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
Well, multi-car crash still impacts two right lanes, 85 north past Chamblee Tucker, leaving a red light special there. Additional delays where WSB's Doug Turnbull spotted this overturned vehicle crash. Chamblee Tucker at Shalford. Police and EMS still on scene. Intersection mainly blocked there. Crashes, though, good news, it cleared 85 north of Buford Drive and north of Highway 211. The bad news, your heavy delays heading home to Brazelton and Lawrenceville, and new trouble 85 south at Pleasantdale. Jackie Lee, how's the Northwest?
75 in Cobb. It's a challenge southbound. Delays start from before South Loop Marietta Parkway, getting down to 285. 75 northbound jam from the Cloverleaf at 285 all the way to Wade Green. At 575, it is solid from 285 to Highway 92. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
Here's Wesley Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. Family owned and operated since 1971.
Buying a new or pre-owned vehicle should be an exciting time. However, many consumers would rather skip today's traditional car buying experience and the stress of haggling over price, navigating an unfamiliar sales process, and spending hours at the dealership. Unfortunately, this is the buying process for many consumers, but it doesn't have to be. At Jim Ellis, our buying experience puts customers in control. We can accommodate those that want to visit the dealership, kick the tires, and test drive before making a decision. Or we can also accommodate those that want to purchase from the comfort of their own home. Browse inventory, determine trade value, and even secure financing on your device on your time. And we'll even deliver your new car at your convenience without ever having to visit the dealership. Experience a better way to buy your next car. To learn more, visit jimellis.com. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
Introducing Domino's Bread Twists in 3 delicious flavors, Parmesan, garlic, and cinnamon. Order any 2 or more bread twists or medium 2-topping pizzas for $5.99 each. Handmade pan pizzas may be extra after this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Domino's. Oh, yes, we did.
No other vehicle quite matches the 2017 Mercedes-Benz E-Class, so we compared it to a Dolphin. The Dolphin uses a complex set of clicks and whistles to communicate. Mercedes Me makes communicating with your E-Class a breeze. A Dolphin sleeps with one eye open. The command navigation system keeps an eye out for your route, traffic conditions, and more. There's never been a better time to experience the intelligence of the 2017 Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Lease the 2017 E300 Sports Sedan, awarded a Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Auto Tech Award for $569 a month for 36 months with $4,863 due at signing. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Monthly lease payment is available only to qualified customers exclusively through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services and participating dealers through August 31st, 2017. For more information, visit KellyBlueBooksKBB.com. Kelly Blue Book is a registered trademark of Kelly Blue Book Co. Inc. Call 1-800-344-8736 for details about costs and terms.
For a test drive, please visit RBM of Alpharetta, Mercedes-Benz of Buckhead, RBM of Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz of South Atlanta, Atlanta Classic Cars, Mercedes-Benz of Marietta, or on the web at MBAtlantaDealers.com.
Your shopping list. It's as unique as you. And so is your Kroger.com, where you'll find easy ways to save on the items you love, like digital coupons and weekly deals, plus lots of great suggestions, all personalized for you. Because it's your list loaded with savings. Sign in to Kroger.com today.
It's the Kroger Digital Savings Event with coupons you can use up to 5 times in the same transaction. Download yours at Kroger.com. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
It's a remarkable thing, your food. That it's grown, tended to, raised, and cared for season after season until it's just right. But that's what makes it so great. Fresh food is important to you and your family, which is why Kroger partners with hundreds of local farms, ranches, and suppliers to provide fresh food every day. So you'll find hundreds of options for fresh and local food right in your own neighborhood. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
Politicians raise a ton of money for their campaigns. What happens when they don't spend it all? I'm Kevin Riley, editor of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Our team dug into what really goes on with that cash. Lawmakers use it on luxury trips, fancy restaurants, and birthday blowouts. This Sunday, we tell you how Georgia's representatives spent millions of dollars left over from election season. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Credible, compelling, complete.
Jasper Jeep Dodge Chrysler Ram brings you the summer clearance event on all new vehicles. No trick add-ons, no dealer fees, straightforward deals for over 41 years. Online at jasperjeep.com.
5 due to WSB. We're seeing delays on I-75 headed south of the city. Nothing unusual, though. I-75 crowding in Clayton County, leaving Central Avenue down to Highway 1941. Henry County are delay-free, southbound and northbound between Stockbridge and McDonough. If you're rolling 675 southbound, encountering a touch of the brakes as you approach the I-75 interchange. Union City, Fairburn, Palmetto, Newton, enjoy that ride southbound on I-85. Alex Williams, Cool Carrier Traffic Center.
Seeing your usual delays on I-80 eastbound between the downtown connector and Moreland Avenue, then you jam up again from Candler Road out to Panola Road. Westbound getting much better, just sluggish now between Panola Road and the perimeter. On the west side of town, I-20 westbound, you're sluggish H.E. Holmes to Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Then a tap at the brakes again between Six Flags and Lee Road in Douglas County. Smiling?
Very difficult through downtown, midtown Atlanta. The update next. Traffic every 6 minutes and when it breaks with the new Triple Team Traffic Alert app, WSB.
It is 56 after the hour. I am looking forward to not being here on Monday. I'm going to North Georgia to see the eclipse. And I got my super telephoto lens from B&H in the UPS delivered it this afternoon. I've been outside testing it. If you go on Instagram to EW Erickson, you can see my video I shot of the sun, complete with sunspots, no less, outside. I intend to go up there. Maybe I need to live stream it myself from my mountain perch in North Georgia. I am very excited about the eclipse. But here's the problem. My wife is hearing news reports that, like, Rabun County and whatnot up in North Georgia are expecting 80,000 people. More than the county can sustain, and she doesn't want to go, and she doesn't want the kids to go. And I'm wondering, is it real? I mean, or do they really think that North Georgia's going to be overwhelmed with people such
15.
that you can't even move around? Anybody have any ideas on that? Because I'd really like the kids to see this.
10.
But I see her point.
Ram 1500 does more than stand the test of time. It stands up to anything you throw at it, or in it. It's tough, dependable, and designed to get you wherever you need to go. Right now, during the Ram Summer Clearance Event, you can get a great deal, too, like $7,750 in total values on the 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab with a Hemi V8 engine when financed. If you're looking for a smooth, comfortable ride, massive towing and payload capacities, go to ramtrucks.com to find your local Ram dealer and check out all the latest offers on a wide selection of hard-working light-duty, heavy-duty, and commercial Ram trucks. Like $7,750 in total values on the 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab with a Hemi V8 engine when financed. Long live the truck that's as versatile as your needs. Hurry to your Ram dealer for exceptional deals during the Ram Summer Clearance Event. Total values include combined cash allowance and $3,000 Bighorn package value. Financing for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital. Residency restrictions apply. Offer ends 8/21/17. Ram and Hemi are registered trademarks of FCA US LLC.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda. Now, when I started wearing reading glasses, people would stop me and say, I thought you had LASIK at Woodham's Eye Clinic. Why are you wearing those? Well, when I was younger, I did have LASIK to correct my nearsightedness, and it worked like a miracle. But as I got into my late 40s, I started having trouble reading up close. Prescriptions, small print on my phone, reading in low light. Well, what I found out from Woodham's was I was experiencing presbyopia, the natural aging of my lens, even showing the early signs of cataracts. I thought, cataracts? But it happens to everybody. That's why I just had a procedure called Prelex. Prelex replaced my old clouded lens with a new prescription lens so I can not only see up close, but long distances as well. And I will never get cataracts or wear glasses again. Now, if you're having trouble seeing it up close, go see my doctor. Call Woodham's Eye Clinic and find out if you're a candidate for Prelex. 1-800-MY-VISION or go to woodhamseye.com.
Relationships are about give and take. He'll take the action flicks. You prefer the rom-com. When it comes to sleep, why settle? Introducing the new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. The only bed smart enough to sense your movement and automatically adjust to both of you to help you stay comfortable all night. Does your bed do that? The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed is part of our biggest sale of the year, where all beds are on sale. Plus, save an incredible 50% on the Labor Day limited edition bed. Ends soon. For more details and to find one of our 14 stores in the Atlanta area, go to sleepnumber.com.
WSBB FM, Doraville.
This is Atlanta's 24-hour news, weather, and traffic. News 95.5 and AM 750. WSB. Atlanta's news starts now.
It is 6 o'clock. I'm Chris Chandler, live from the WSB 24-hour news center. The mayor of Barcelona moments ago.
The cowards who have tried to instill fear and hate in our city will not win.
And here are the headlines at this 6 o'clock hour. It is a manhunt now for the driver of a van which plowed along a city sidewalk today. One witness says at 50 miles an hour, killing 13 people and wounding 100.
We did not know what was happening. We just heard sirens and just people screaming and running and running.
The death toll is expected to rise. 2 suspects are in custody tonight, one a Moroccan, the other a Spanish national. But again, we just learned a few minutes ago the driver of that van and any other accomplices are on the run right now still. ISIS has claimed responsibility for the attack, and police late today confirm it is somehow connected to an explosion in Barcelona last night, which killed 1 person. 87 degrees on Peachtree Street at 6:01. WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish has his exclusive 5-day forecast on the way, and here's his latest outlook for Eclipse Day, Monday. Some better.
There will be clouds of 40 to 60% coverage, so that still leaves halfway decent viewing conditions for the eclipse. That starts around 1:05 p.m. and ends just after 4 in the Atlanta area.
Kirk says he is cautiously optimistic about Monday. Triple Team Traffic next, Mark McKay.
I'm cautiously optimistic that the delays through downtown Atlanta will break up after 7 o'clock this evening. Over the next hour, it's still going to be difficult. Have your patience if you're rolling 75, 400, or 85 into the city. Still tough delays on those 3 stretches of roadway. 85 is especially heavy, leaving the Cap Herb interchange at 400 down to 17th Street. Connector southbound, nothing in your way. Extreme volume down to I-20. Northbound delays beginning University Avenue, taking up past I-20 into the Grady Curve. 285 is no better in spots. Jackie Lee, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
No optimism there. Interloop 285 eastbound, southbound delays start right around Ashford Dunwoody Road, getting over to 85 at Spaghetti Junction. You stay on the brake solid southbound 285 from 85 all the way down past Stone Mountain Freeway. How's the outer loop, Alex Williams?
Just had a stalled tractor trailer clear out of a right center lane, 285 southbound, the outer loop before Paces Ferry. That's why you're jammed up back to Georgia 400. Once you get past that, moderate delays continue down to I-20 on the west side and 285 east and northbound into Cobb County on the brakes between 675 285 in Glenwood Road. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
The DeKalb County Medical Examiner this afternoon has positively identified the remains found along I-20 last evening. DeKalb Police's Sharia Campbell says authorities were able to get a hold of Millicent Williams' dental records.
He was able to compare the dental records to that of the remains that were found on scene, and it was positively identified as Millicent Williams.
The 78-year-old grandmother who was reported missing in late July, her grandson Gregory charged with her murder. A Lithia Springs high school teacher reported stable this evening after shooting himself inside the school this morning before class.
The shooting was in one part of the school. The teacher was found in another.
He was discovered by a fellow staff member
who has medical experience. Sheriff Sergeant Jesse Hambrick says the teacher is in stable condition. As for the kids here,
no students were ever put in danger and never saw any of this.
It's not been released whether the shooting was a suicide attempt or an accident. At Lithia Springs High School, John Lewis, WSB.
Breaking news first. This is WSB 24-hour continuing news.
With Infrastructure Week clearly not going as planned, President Trump this afternoon has abandoned plans for a White House Infrastructure Advisory Council. That is, if you're counting the third presidential council bagged this week in the days after our president's instantly memorable remarks on Tuesday. Also this afternoon, the American Cancer Society is moving an event off Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort, citing its concerns. Not to overstate, but the first real cracks have shown this afternoon. Criticism of the president from a top Republican lawmaker, Senator Bob Corker of Tennessee, chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee.
The president has not yet been able to demonstrate the stability nor some of the competence that he needs to demonstrate in order to be successful.
Republican Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, the only black Republican senator today, says Trump has compromised his moral authority. In the wake of the Piedmont Park statue vandalized Sunday night, the group that gave it to the city decades ago says it wants to help fix it if asked.
The Peace Monument spray-painted, a chunk of it broken off at the hands of a few protesters on Sunday.
I just could not believe it had happened, not in Atlanta, but it did.
John Green's reaction. His group, the Old Guard of the Gate City Guard, says the statue honors the effort to unify the North and South after the Civil War. Now his group's offered to the city to help any efforts to clean up the damage. Meanwhile, Green has this to say about the Confederate monuments under fire around the South.
I think it's ridiculous. You can't change history by destroying monuments to it.
Live in the News Center, Edgar Tragus, WSB.
On Wall Street today, the biggest drop for the Dow in 3 months, 274 points. The close 21,751. The Nasdaq lost about 2% today, 123 points to close at 62.22. WSB News Time 6:05.
Tomorrow, know before you go. Get Triple Team Traffic coverage every 6 minutes on Atlanta's Morning News. The first games for Georgia State's new football stadium were this weekend, and Kirk Mellish will update his exclusive eclipse forecast on WSB and the WSB radio app.
This laugh has been years in the making, because when Pat was a smoker, she couldn't laugh without coughing. So she laughed a lot less. But with one-on-one coaching, she's now cigarette-free, which means a lot more of this when her granddaughter wants to have tickle fights. Aetna, you don't join us. We join you. Find out more at EtnaWeJoinYou.com.
It's fall, and the weekend is finally here. It's time to leave school behind and head to nature's classroom. Get $100 off a Savage Arms Model 10 TSR Tactical Bolt-Action Rifle, now $549.99. And check out our huge assortment of men's, women's, and kids' Cabela's Performance Tees, starting at $9.99. Come into Cabela's Great Outdoor Days with doorbusters for 5 hours only, starting 8 a.m. Saturday, August 19th. Shop in-store and at Cabela's.com.
After 51 years and over 500,000 customers, Cool-Ray's come up with a real game changer. I'm WSB's Dave Baker. If you know your old air conditioner's gonna let you down, if you're just not getting the cooling power you need, check out this new groundbreaking offer from Cool-Ray. Owning a new high-efficiency carrier system is more affordable than ever. You'll pay as little as $71.05 a month during the limited promotional financing period. You'll save up to $1,000 in discounts from Cool-Ray and Carrier and pay no money down with approved credit. All Cool-Ray financing offers and details are easy to find at Coolray.com. If owning a new high-efficiency carrier system was out of reach and you've been paying to fix your old unit again and again And again, this should be really good news. This is a limited time offer and expires without notice. Get your free estimate from Coolray today. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
This is Scott Slade. If you're looking for fine jewelry, go where I've gone for over 20 years. Terra Fine Jewelry. Brands like Tag Heuer, Rolex, Mikimoto, Breitling, Mont Blanc, with designs only available at Terra Fine Jewelry. Just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia in Buford. Terra Fine Jewelry.
Why do we call it? Triple Team. WSB Triple Team Traffic. Because we're in the air.
We'll stay up and above.
Watching with cameras everywhere.
I'm seeing it on the WSB Jam Cam.
And on the roads.
Crash on 75 northbound.
Triple Team Traffic is on News 95.5 at AM 750 WSB. Dependable.
WSB News Time 6:08. Mark McKay.
We've got a lot of delays heading north out of Midtown Atlanta, beginning with Georgia 400, which stacks in still north of Lenox Road up toward the North Springs MARTA station. More delays leaving Highway 20 into Cumming. How about the northeast? DC Shaw, Coolray, Carrier Traffic Center.
Well, it's hoods of trunk formation. Delays leaving Midtown. You got a brand new crash 85 north before Shallowford was blocking all lanes. Now the WSB Jam Cam shows PD and Hero clearing it off to the right shoulder. Further north past Shavely Tucker, that crash is now cleared, but you'll stay in the thick of it up towards Indian Trail. Lengthy delays 85 north, Duluth Highway to Braselton, 19 minutes longer than usual from early crash north of Highway 211. Mall of Georgia delays as well from Sugarloaf to early crash now clearing as well at Highway 20. Jackie Lee, how's the northwest?
Lengthy delays as well. 75 northbound getting into Marietta. It slammed from the perimeter to 285. Traffic Trooper Brian says 33 minutes to get from the perimeter to 575. 575 also jammed 285 to Highway 92. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecasters, WSB meteorologist Kirk Mellish.
Well, we've had just a few pop-up thunderstorms in the area this afternoon and early this evening. And they're beginning to fade away and move off to the east. And it looks like just a few pop-up storms expected for tomorrow. The chance starts by the lunch hour, goes up later in the afternoon. Balance of the weekend, though, looking hot, but mostly dry and slightly less humid. And eclipse viewing on Monday, still looking relatively optimistic. It's not going to be a clear blue sky, but doesn't look overcast either. For tonight, scattered clouds, low 75. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, a 30% chance for isolated thunderstorm afternoon, high near 91, low 73. Saturday, mix of clouds and sunshine, hot and a bit less humid, high near 91, low 72. Sunday, mostly sunny to partly sunny, a high about 94 and a low about 73. My exclusive 5-day forecast, Monday and Tuesday, a mix of sunshine and clouds, a 30% chance for an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. Highs Monday 90, Tuesday 91, lows 73.
87 degrees, 10 past 6. I'm Chris Chandler, News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Depend on it.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
It is 10 after the hour. I'm Erick Erickson. This is WSB and Atlanta's Evening News. The phone number 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Vice, Vice, they're doing all sorts of news stuff these days. I think they got a TV channel. They partnered with HBO. They've got a website. They deleted the tweet, but originally they were pushing out a story advocating tearing down Mount Rushmore because it was just a bunch of old white slave owners on Mount Rushmore. Of course, Teddy Roosevelt didn't own slaves, but that didn't stop them. In Chicago, you've got a pastor up there who wants to get rid of George Washington and Thomas Jefferson statues and naming a park. You got a CNN commentator who wants to get rid of Washington and Jefferson from around the country. Al Sharpton wants to get rid of Thomas Jefferson. You got all these things around the nation proving, by the way, Donald Trump's point the other day. Making the case for Donald Trump's point. The most interesting thing, though, to come out of all of this is Chuck Schumer. This should be a warning for Democrats. Chuck Schumer, in a statement to the New York Times, said that the president and Steve Bannon are trying to distract the public by pivoting to tearing down Confederate monuments. We need to keep our eye on the Nazis. Why do you
12, WSB, we're seeing pretty hefty delays as you work your way across the north side perimeter, 285 westbound, stacking in out of Sandy Springs at Ashford, Dunwoody Road, Roswell Road. Those outer loop delays are pretty tough this afternoon down to the I-20 interchange. We've had various problems, including all lanes blocked at times, 285 southbound approaching Chamblee-Tucker Road. It's left its mark on the inner loop out of Sandy Springs, 285 east and southbound. A difficult proposition down to the Stone Mountain Freeway. Still seeing those delays on the southeast leg of the perimeter because of the I-20 east-westbound delays, 285 east and northbound. Out of the still struggling from Boulder Crest Road up to the I-20 interchange. Live at the Skycopter for Doug Turnbull, Smiley Mark.
Are you there?
Hands-free warnings when your Atlanta route goes from tough to impossible.
Free at the app stores. WSB Triple Team Traffic Alerts. Open it, drive, depend on it.
Well, technical error. The power went out. We're back. Everything came back online. It just took a minute. Weird. Anyway, so, as I was saying, why would Chuck Schumer pivot and say we need to keep our eyes on the Nazis? Well, PBS and Marist have done polling. Turns out that 50% of black voters, 50% of Hispanic voters, and over 65% of white voters are opposed to tearing down Confederate monuments. Yeah. 50% of black voters. And, you know, listen, anecdote is not data, but we have been flooded with phone calls from, particularly from black women who are very opposed to taking down all the statues. Not because they like the statues, they don't. They understand what the statues symbolize, but it just seems like in doing so, we're opening wounds, we're causing hurt feelings where there had been none. The statues aren't doing anything to anyone. They're collecting pigeon poop, keeping it off of people, and just leave them alone. Move forward, not backward. You know, I was on city council down in Macon, Georgia for a number of years with a lady named Elaine Lucas. David Lucas, her husband, is in the state senate. Elaine and I saw eye to eye on very little. In fact, she would routinely refer to me as Erick Erickson. She would spell my last name with 3 Ks. Yeah, I kid you not. She saw most things through a racial lens. And in fact, you know, her house burned down, and my wife made her and her family dinner. They were having to stay at one of those like Residence Inn type hotels as kitchenette and whatnot. And Christy made them dinner. And a few weeks later, she got mad at me about something and went off on how I had little blue-eyed Nazi children. Yeah, we didn't see eye to eye on much. And so this gives you a perspective on her worldview. She also, for example, Macon has a Rosa Parks Park. And she and several other members of city council, or now the county commission down in Macon, have passed an ordinance prohibiting people from drinking beer in the park. The park is right across from a brew pub, and there's a brewery also up the block, and they've been having a Middle Georgia Beer Festival, and they had it in the park since there's so many local growler facilities and brew pubs and stuff right around the park. They had it in the park. Well, they didn't want people defaming Rosa Parks by drinking in her park. Paints the picture of who this person is, so you understand. When the topic of tearing down a Confederate monument in downtown Macon came up, she said she is far less interested in tearing down the past and far more interested in building up the future. Excellent quote. A voice of reason on this. And I think there are a lot of people who would agree with that. There's no reason to linger on the past. You know, this is not akin to tearing down the statues of Lenin and Stalin and Saddam Hussein. Those were symbols of immediate oppression by liberated people, where the liberation occurred well over 150 years ago in this country. And by the way, a number of the statues that people want torn down were not statues, contrary to what the media has said in many cases. They weren't statues put up in the 1950s and 60s in response to Jim Crow and desegregation. They were put up in the early 1900s as Confederate veterans who had become Americans again and were dying off and had come back and contributed to their communities. That there were monuments built in their honor to commemorate them, whether you like it or not, whether you thought it was right or wrong. It wasn't it put up in defiance of Jim Crow coming down and desegregation. It was put up as historic monuments in the early 1900s. And 50% of black voters, 50% of Hispanic voters, 2/3 of white voters say there's no reason to tear these things down. And again, I believe that most people understand what's at stake here. This is not about the Confederate monuments. This is about the left trying to control history. You won't stop at the Confederate monuments, and we're already seeing it. We're seeing it. Take down Mount Rushmore. Change the names of things related to the founding fathers. They'll come for the statues, and then they will come for people. They will come for the people who do not stand with them. They will come for the people who disagreed. They will come for the people who wanted to be neutral. They will come for the people after the statues. Because it's the left. The left always goes after the people. Again, Antifa and white supremacists, they are just two sides of a common coin. They're all anti-Semites, both sides of them. One defines people by who they are based on skin color. The other defines people by who they are based on sexual orientation. They're all about defining people in one way or another, pigeonholing people, making people be part of themselves. The whole of themselves must be defined by part of themselves. They want to divide people up, both sides. They do this. There is really no big difference between Antifa and the neo-Nazis. The only major difference is that Antifa hasn't killed someone in a protest yet. They've sent many people to hospitals. They've Molotov cocktailed many businesses. They burned down the governor's mansion in Texas years ago. But these are all hate groups. It's just the left gives moral clout to Antifa, claiming that they're fighting the neo-Nazis. Well, you know, the Nazis and the communists were kissing cousins. They were the same thing. That's just the reality of it. And I think that what we should realize in this country is that as long as the left isn't willing to recognize what Antifa is, and they keep giving moral clarity and clout to people and groups like Antifa, this is only going to get worse. It's only going to escalate. The president himself is escalating the situation. But tearing down the monuments, most people don't want to.
Erick Erickson and Atlanta's Evening News.
Who is that guy? I love him.
The information you need and the truth you demand every night on News 95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Atlanta's Evening News is sponsored by Comcast Business.
620, Smiler Mark McKay live.
All right, you have a mattress for our next segment. 2950s, you're out.
Out of northeast Atlanta, crowded, leaving 17th Street up past the Cap Herb interchange at Georgia 400. In fact, it's going to stay pretty heavy up to Shallowford Road. Stall off to the right. It was in a couple of travel lanes at Shallowford Road. Cleared that. You have an open spot only to Slim, and again, pretty heavy from 285 up to Indian Trail Road. Your 85 delays in northern Gwinnett County still in place from Old Peachtree out to Hamiltonville. 316 still spotty delays leaving I-85 eastbound into Lawrenceville. Overturned vehicle crash is now cleared at the DeKalb County interchange of Chambly-Tucker Road at Shallowford Road. Jackie Lee, Cool Lake Area Traffic Center.
Georgia 400 northbound solid still from 285 all the way to Mansell. Brakes free once you get past that, but then you'll start hitting the brakes again around McFarland, sluggish to Bald Ridge Marina. How's the northwest? Nisi Shaw?
Starting to ease up a bit. 75 northbound moderate traffic. 285 to Wade Green. It'll take you a 28-minute trip. Most of the volume remains from Cumberland Boulevard to Baird Parkway. 575 northbound, 13 minutes longer than usual. Heavy from the 75 split to Town Lake and in Woodstock. This traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Try something different every day with a $5 meal of the day at Subway. The 6-inch sub of the day, chips and 21-ounce drink, $5 only at Subway. Triple Team Traffic, WSB.
Your weekdays begin very early and move very fast. Out of bed, on the road, and radio on. WSB. For Atlanta's morning news, it's WSB Triple Team Traffic with the WSB Skycopter. Kirk Mellish, dependable Atlanta weather, and the Southeast's largest news team, led by Scott Slade.
Tomorrow, Kirk Mellish's updated eclipse forecast at the Camp David Summit in North Korea.
Atlanta's morning news, early and often when you drive to work. News 95.5 and AM 750. WSB. Depend on it.
Steal a deal right now during Georgia Acura Dealers' Summer of Performance Sales Event. There's never been a better time than right now to shop the new 2017 Acura MDX. Save thousands during the Summer of Performance Sales Event at GeorgiaAcuraDealers.com.
Comcast Business offers fast and reliable internet speeds in your area. Call 1-800-501-6000 now and choose a fast internet plan. Then add phone and TV for just $34.90 more per month. All the fast Comcast Business internet speeds include business Wi-Fi, access to millions of national hotspots, 24/7 customer service, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Schedule your installation today. Call 1-800-501-6000 now and select a fast internet plan based on your business needs. Then add phone and TV for just $34.90 more per month. Let Comcast Business help give your business an edge over competitors with consistently fast internet speeds, even during peak hours. Don't miss out on this great opportunity. Switch to Comcast Business Internet. Then add phone and TV for just $34.90 more per month. Act now. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Built for business. Offer ends 9/30/17. Restrictions apply. Limited to one voice line and private view TV for new customers. 2-year contract required. Requires Comcast Business Internet at an additional monthly charge. Equipment tax and fees including broadcast TV fee extra.
There's a freedom about Asheville, where cool mountain air breathes adventure. Soul-stirring music fills the streets, and creative culinary experiences are around every corner. Artsy festivals and cultural events make this the perfect time to visit. To find out what's happening this month, visit exploreasheville.com. Asheville, North Carolina, just 3.5 hours away. Let the magic find you.
Now's the best time to take a fresh look at the Fresh Market. Here you'll find even more of the delicious foods you love, like premium meats, specialty produce, and signature baked goods, with an expanded selection of organic and gluten-free foods. We've also got flavorful meals to go, quality you can count on, and an experience you won't find anywhere else. Visit the Fresh Market nearest you and explore fresh deals and fresh ideas on what to cook, serve, and enjoy at thefreshmarket.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know you don't want pests in your home. That's why we created Pest Prevention. Our preventive approach focuses on the outside of your home and includes caulking and sealing areas that pests use to get inside. You see, our program keeps pests out so you won't have to control them later. And that's better for you, your family, and our environment. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Just days away from the first game, step inside the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
It's really amazing.
It's your first look at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, inside and out. August 23rd at 8 p.m. on Channel 2. Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Tom, my girlfriend wants a unique designer engagement ring, one that she can show off to her friends.
Brandon, if that's what she wants, then let's give it to her.
But I heard you don't carry designer styles.
That's just not true. We have nearly 1,000 exclusive ring styles.
Oh, wow.
We have our own designers, and we also work with independent designers to create original styles only for Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
So you have your own designer styles that no other jeweler can get?
That's right, Brandon. We don't want to be like every other jeweler selling designer brand names.
Well, I can respect that, and I don't want to propose with some ring that everyone else has.
Exactly. It's about how beautiful the ring is, not the name on it.
Right.
Shane Company doesn't charge for a designer name, which adds no value to the ring. Other jewelers charge you 40% more just for the designer brand names. Instead, come to Shane Company and put that money towards a larger diamond.
So I can get the designer look she wants and a bigger diamond for a lot less.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, Shane Company.
626 WSB up and over Buckhead. Spotted a new crash. Happened just 2 minutes ago. It seems left lane blocked. 400 southbound. 400 southbound before Lennox Road. Traffic collecting in back at the old toll plaza as you work your way toward Buckhead. Out of Buckhead, still difficult from Lennox Road on to 85 southbound. Connector southbound, still one big jam headed toward the I-20 interchange. Alex Williams, Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
Still a rough ride into Cobb County with brake lights glowing on I-20 eastbound, starting just past Candler Road, approaching I-285 out toward Panola Road. Westbound sluggish from Wesley Chapel to the perimeter.
All right, coming to you
on
soon
I-20
at Mattress
westbound,
Firm.
the west side of town, all that's left over is some merging madness between 285 and Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Then after that, it's a clean shot through Cobb County out into Douglas County. Smiling?
Traffic through Michelle in Cobb County just spotted a crash in the left lane, I-75 northbound at Delk Road. Traffic every 6 minutes and when it breaks with the all-new Triple Team Traffic Alerts app, WSB.
27 after the hour. When you work as hard as you do, you deserve a great night's sleep. You know you want a great night's sleep. You should have a great night's sleep. I think you should. To help them make that happen, Mattress Firm is going to give you a sneak peek at incredible Labor Day savings. Right now, you can get Hampton and Rhodes mattresses starting at just $99.99 or sort of memory foam queen mattresses for just $399.99. But you know, they've also got some really fancy mattresses at Mattress Firm. Some that, well, they might be slightly out of your immediate price range, but they can help you with financing. For example, you can get the Dream Bed Luxe for $39 a month for 6 years. So what you do is you go in, find your perfect mattress, and you can take advantage of interest-free financing for 6 years. 72 entire months of sleeping interest-free. Now, you got to call 866-780-6220 for credit costs and terms. It is subject to credit approval, but go into Mattress Firm today. You want a better night's sleep. You want a good deal on a better night's sleep. There's no better place to go. There are lots of places that sell mattresses. There is only one Mattress Firm. Christy and I are repeat customers. We have multiple mattresses from them. We get great night's sleep, and you can too by going in there. Oh, I want to go to the phones now. We had somebody who was calling earlier who was calling about the massive crowds in North Georgia, and I wanted to talk to him, but that's okay. Right now, let's go to Helen in Atlanta. You're next. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Good.
Good. My question is, why don't they come up with a Confederate museum? That way they can preserve all the statues.
Well, you know, there are some, and even the Confederate museums are under attack. You got the place, what is it, in Henry County? That was a Confederate museum, and kids could go and see an actual battlefield and see how the trenches worked and stuff. And you had several members of the Henry County Commission, if I remember right. One of the place shut down. They thought it perpetuated racism or some such when it was just showing kids how the war was fought. I think it's a never-ending battle. In fact, I've got a buddy of mine who sent me an email the other day who he works as a volunteer for a museum that has some priceless World War II planes. One of them is one of the most infamous planes ever built by the Nazis, and has a SWAT stick on the back. And they've decided they have to keep it parked in a garage and not repair it and not paint it and not fix it and let it rust away because the social justice warriors are upset.